I give out a lot of four-leg parlays on Caesars Sportsbook, and you should probably start listening to them. Last week we cashed four legs, Florida Atlantic on the first quarter money line. I mean, just a lot of money. 50 to win 1,300. We cashed it. So, why are we running back another parlay? I'm going to be taking you through my favorite four picks for the Caesars promo. Caesars Sportsbook, big sportsbook. You probably have it in your location. Maybe you don't. But they're offering a 25% parlay token. 25% boost on your NFL parlay. Plus 1,000 odds goes to plus 1,250. Plus 2,000 odds goes to plus 2,500. So let's go ahead and let's go through the best picks. So again, if you're if you're looking for good bets, my background is I traded on Wall Street. I went to school for math, computer science. I'm very data focused, real-time market data. And I spent a lot of time, kind of understanding why sports betting is so fascinating from a market perspective. And it's because all these bookmakers have different odds, right? You'll notice on Caesars, the odds are different than the odds on BetOnline and FanDuel, right? So you can see right here for Diggs under 80.5, receiving yards, you're getting plus 102 on Caesars. You're getting minus 114, minus 115 on DraftKings, respectively. So as a sharp bettor, right, how the pros do it, how the sharps do it, how the people who bet on sports full-time for a living do it, is they look for value, right? All the sportsbooks try to push on you in terms of marketing. I mean, the sportsbooks want to make money off you. So what they try to push on you is just these crazy four-leg parlays, only having one sportsbook, when that's not the key to success. The key to success is having a variety of sportsbooks, a variety of outs, and then ruthlessly comparing sportsbook odds from bookmaker to bookmaker and looking for value. So you can see right here, the first pick I actually ended up going with, and I really like, is Gabriel Davis under 54.5 receiving yards. So why do we like this? Well, first of all, you can see every other sportsbook is pricing this at minus 115. And Underdog Fantasy actually has the line set 3 yards lower. So just from a rational perspective with no math, this is an indication to you that, wow, it seems like Caesars is giving out some great value on Gabriel Davis under 54.5 receiving yards. We're getting plus 112 on Caesars. BWin has it minus 115. That's BetMGM's counterpart in Canada. It's BetMGM's sister, which is BetMGM Canada. Come On has this minus 115. DraftKings has this minus 115. Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, has this minus 115. We can get plus 112 on Caesars. It's completely free to browse odds on OddsJam. Again, just type in like OddsJam NFL. Look up, you can look at odds, OddsJam MLB, whatever you want to look at, whatever markets, you can browse for free. And all I can tell you is as a sharp bettor, you have to be looking for value, right? Like, it's literally critical. If you're placing bets, on Chase Edmonds over 19.5 receiving yards at minus 115 on Caesars, when you could be getting over 17.5, which is 2 yards better on FanDuel at minus 114, so you're getting better odds and 2 yards lower, you're doomed, right? Making money sports betting is hard, so you can have opinions about sports, but you need to find value in the odds regardless, or you're screwed from the get-go. If you're not finding good prices, you're screwed from the get-go. So the play I have, what this Positive EV tool does for you, is it literally just scans the markets, money line, everything. It takes all this data, real-time market data, where every sportsbook is essentially an independent data point of what the odds for a specific bet should be. So all OddsJam does is constantly scan the market, looking for inefficiencies. And we can see right here, the biggest one available, the most profitable bet, is Gabriel Davis under 54.5 receiving yards. And it's just no BS, logical sports betting. When the sharpest bookmaker in the world is pricing this bet at minus 115 on the under, and you're getting 27 cents of improvement on Caesars when this market only has 30 cents of juice or VIG baked into it, and DraftKings has the same odds confirming your belief that this bet should be closer to minus 115, it's pretty clear that this plus 112 on Caesars is a bet you should at least want to look at, right? It's a bet with value. So you can also look at historical stats. I'm not really sure. In September, he's averaged 88 yards over how many games? 2 games, so 44 yards per game. He's gone, let's see. He's gone, I guess he just played against the Rams, and he had 88 yards. So he went over that game. But every game's different, and clearly the market is implying he's going to go under. Right? Or not that he's going to go under for sure, but that there's value at plus 112. So what the positive EV tool does for you, and this is the first bet we're rolling with, is Gabe Davis under 54.5 receiving yards. Is it doesn't just give you straight winners, right? That's not how positive EV betting works. It's never what I tell someone about sports betting. Sports betting isn't easy. You don't win every day. But as a sharp bettor, when your bets have an edge and you're getting value in the odds, you're guaranteed to win in the long run. If your bets have a positive expected return, you will win in the long run, right? It's kind of like if there's a coin that's 55% to show up on heads, if you flip it once, it could still show up on tails. 45% of the time, it'll show up on tails. But if you flip it 1,000,000 times, due to the law of large numbers, it's going to show up on heads more often than tails, right? Just math, right? If you have an edge, you win in the long run, right? That's why there are tons of people who can bet on sports and do bet on sports full-time for a living. It's not the most lucrative profession, but you can do it full-time. And it's not the most lucrative profession because bookmakers can ban you at any point or cut you off if you're making too much money. So it doesn't attract a lot of talent. It's like smart people don't really want to bet on sports full time, but you can, and you can squeak by and make a few $100,000 maybe, finding these edges and constantly creating new sportsbook accounts, stuff like that. So clear value at plus 112. Clear value. Get over that bet. Second play I have is Elijah Moore, over 49.5 receiving yards. So let's see how we feel about this. Jets wide receiver. Are the Jets elite? Perhaps. He had 41 and 49, so he hasn't gone over either of his first 2 games, but over 49.5 is where his line is. You can see here, more sportsbooks are posting lines. The profit margin is slightly lower at 2.82%. But once again, Bet Online, Sharp Offshore Sportsbook, and Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, they're both pricing this as the favored outcome, right? It's juiced towards the over, and we're getting this at plus money. So we have very high confidence based on how many books are pricing this at minus odds that getting plus 106 is pretty insane value. So I took it as the second leg in my parlay. So what you can also do is just go to DraftKings and you can see, okay, what would the odds on my parlay be? Assuming I place this on DraftKings. So if we went here, we currently have 2 receiving props. So I can go ahead and kind of scoot this over. So we have 2 receiving props. We have game started. I'm pretty excited about that. I have a lot of parlays bet and some good bets, some good straight bets, and it's exciting. So anyways, the first bet we wanted to look at is what is the first leg we had? It was, so Elijah Moore over, Gabe Davis under. So if we go to Moore, we took his over, and then Davis, we took his under. So we're just following the math, right? When you follow the math, you may not win every bet. You're going to win in the long run, which is what matters, right? So lots of value in the odds. Next pick I have, Melvin Gordon, over 38.5 rushing yards. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Let's click through that. Melvin Gordon, over 38.5 rushing yards. He had 47 and 58 in his first 2 games. So, of course, every game is different, which is why you don't just want to look at historical data, right? Every single game is different. But here, once again, Bet Online and DraftKings are pricing this at minus 120 and minus 118. They have the over favored. Caesars is the only sportsbook that has the under favored in terms of Melvin Gordon rushing yards. So that's the third pick we're going with on Caesars. So we're 3 out of 4 down. And then this is Melvin Gordon. So you can see right now this parlay is plus 540 on DraftKings. So third pick, right? Just ridiculous value we're able to pick up. Carson Wentz over 237.5 passing yards. Is this a play we want to go with? What do you guys think? So we can go here and we can go to Wentz. So our parlay comes out to plus 1,098 on DraftKings if we were to take this. Now guess what we're getting on Caesars? So on Caesars, we got plus 1,700 on this parlay. Only plus 1,100 on DraftKings. Plus 1,700 on Caesars. So a lot of big improvement, right? And on top of that, we get a 25% boost. So our parlay actually comes out to plus 2125 odds, which is roughly double the odds we're getting on DraftKings. So I went through and I calculated the profit margin based on win probability, based on no vig fair odds, which are right here. We have tons of videos on this. I recommend watching them. The profit margin of this parlay is $19, 38%. So again, using promos is useful. It's great. Carson Wentz has gone over 313 in his first 2 games. So have a pretty good feeling about this. My Commanders didn't win last week, but I do think Carson Wentz over is a good play, especially at plus money when all the other sportsbooks are pricing this at minus 115. So lots of value on Caesars. Let's make money. Thank you, OddsJam, for finding us these sharp plays.